Hello and welcome to another edition of the One Kindred, One Business Initiative series brought to you by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government under the leadership of distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Kenneth Amechi. I hold a chair in Sustainable Business and Public Policy at the University of Edinburgh in the UK. I also hold a chair in Sustainable Finance at the European University Institute in Florence, Italy, and I'm the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's edition, the start of the year, and we'll be exploring what we did in 2025 and the prospects or potentials we see in 2026. But before I continue, I'd like to invite my co-moderator, Professor Judun Zako, to say hello to you.
Hello, viewers, panelists. Say Happy New Year to everyone. I'm glad to welcome you to today's OKOBI webinar, the first in the series for this year. I hope you'll sit back and enjoy it, and also let's have your thoughts as feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. Makumuna anyị ndị na-amahụ maka OKOBI. OKOBI wo One Kindred, One Business Initiative. The acronym wo OKOBI, OKOBI. So ndị nrike na-anụ na-ajụ si OKOBI ke ihe ọ pụtara. The point here is that unemployment is high na Igbo, n'Imo State, na Nigeria as well. And the governor thought one way to deal with this is to encourage groups to create their own businesses. So OKOBI, in a nutshell, is about group-based entrepreneurship. So somebody will know maka kindred na the name. Yana feeling no ihe nani umunna name. Umunna can create their own businesses, but people who also share kindred spirit, people who are united, one way or the other, can decide to create their own businesses. So that's what the OKOBI initiative is in a nutshell. And today we explore what we've done over the years and also what we plan to do this year. But before we do that, I'd like to play this clip for you that gives you an overview of what OKOBI is all about.
Susie, name I give you some. What did you alone? No, your company.
You see one name, Mbadu Dodo. Oh, you call Royal Company with her. Eh, Horam Namuke, Wako OKOBI.
I like OKOBI. I go to Penyamazo. I will shele mania. I won't train your maka.
Yabuni no be mako OKOBI. Ngwagente. OKOBI what matter my government he were. Iji kochapo biam na pundi madisi agara. OKOBI ge kiwa puto hirono. Makagio, makon ho bodo gini ne. Nani le arianya buruburu gi. Cheputan no, yo bula gino umunne no monna gi. Ndi enyi. Mabundi obodo gi. Nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mee mepụta ya mma dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ ga-akpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu mkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo.
Biko nye m akara ekwentị ha ka m kpọọ ahụ ozugbo.
Ngwa were ihe dedata ya 0701-351-2035 0701-351-2035 maọbụ 0911-436-0076 0911-436-0076. Ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara OKOBI. OKOBI wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma.
OKOBI ụmụnna wike ọwụ ha agha.
Yeah, so anyị gbapụza ya ọsọ and go to one of our consultants, Udo Nguma. Udo, do you want to say hello to our audience? And we take it from there.
Yes, hello, our listeners. Good day. Happy
Hello.
New Year, everybody.
Amen, amen. Udo, let me know today.
Yeah, I we are good. I
Okay.
dem ma.
Hey. ngwa nwere ike kọwa ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ n'ihe banyere OKOBI na otu gị nwa sikwana bata into the picture.
Yes. Kembo OKOBI was something very, very good, something very fantastic. Government Imo State wepụtara iji kpochapụ ụbịam na enwe ọrụ ya unemployment. And kemgbe m batara to OKOBI as a consultant, enwere m ihe dị aha nrite dị aha na OKOBI kemgbe tupu m awụrụ a consultant with OKOBI. I have been using that platform, the OKOBI concept, yeah, OKOBI business economy or model, to do my own business. Like dịka ndị na-ege anyị ntị kemgbe gboo na ndị ke na-join now. OKOBI wu one kindred, one business initiative atụmatụ gọọmenti Imo Steeti wepụtara. Ya ndị nwere ofu one goal, ndị nwere ebumnobi ha wuo mara otu ga-apụtasị lekwe ihe anyị na-eme, ha lụkọta echiche ọnụ, lụkọta resources, money or services, expertise. Hey, bido that business. Ha bido the business. Then the OKOBI, we move for the high bido business. We don't look at the sustainability, the future of that business, how the bank can help, and how other things can work. So it becomes difficult. Even in our own business, it was a little challenge. The little challenge I wanted until we now join OKOBI. So I was a member of a cooperative, which is part of OKOBI. So OKOBI now, I became a consultant. But as a consultant, the training, the experiences in that when I felt very awesome. Because one thing about learning is practice. This is OKOBI, that hands-on practice, hands-on training. So you need meet others, many established business, and most of the consultants or my co-consultants, not community engagement, and most communities in that I visit really, they have seen the gains therein. Yeah, who do not business with the OKOBI business model.
Okay, Udo, let us calm down a bit, because then again now we can now wonder, see, this OKOBI, how does it work in practice? Because I've been in a situation whereby people said,
yes,
we do things ourselves, this idea of individualism, individual businesses. So to speak, as opposed to coming together. Okay, so how do you convince people, or how do you sell this idea that working together is also profitable? Because some people may believe no hammer because we also need, so if you have done this before and it has worked and you're helping communities or groups, can you share some practical examples so that in the next we can matter exactly what we are talking about?
Yes, I can share the first example, my own cooperative group. I meet together. Look at the chichon, ụfọdụ wetara ego, ndị ke na-eji ego were their expertise. We started a fund business. Now we registered it. And my register, we started to do a business plan. And the guy who that with millions, and when they members of our cooperative, then when he won naira, but they brought their services. How with their land, some with the indicate we started it. Then indicate Diego, with ego, and then indicate the business their expertise. We started. So all ya wo giri as abokata aka nyo mamare ya bo fufu. So all the same thing can make in every community. Like other communities I've visited. At the moment now umonye community in Ngobala with the youths. So all the youths control together. One thing that kindred no ndege na ha nwere ofu obi ime business. Then onye nke like most of them ụfọdụ si na ha chọrọ ime poultry, ụfọdụ chọrọ ịba ihe nkwụ, ụfọdụ chọrọ ịba different businesses. Now, ịkụziere ha the team spirit, accountability, profit sharing, scaling up, mentorship. So, which are the core principles of OKOBI? Ha mụtacha ihe a, ya bịa hụ na when you go alone, you can go fast. But when you go in group with the people of the same mind, you go far. So all ya uhe OKOBI na akuzi, how to go far, sustainability in business.
Okay, give me fact before you continue, because no, I want to pin you down because then again now I wonder can you mention names of communities or even businesses you have supported or you are supported, so that's what we're getting to here.
Yes, yes, there are many of them. You're all on my own alone. I have people like the Igwe community, Ife community. I worked with them. I worked with Umonye community in Ngobala, Alikobo. I've even other cooperatives like Obofe Youth Empowerment Scheme Cooperative Society. We have Uchoma Multi-Purpose Cooperative Limited. The list goes on. Then maybe collectively as consultants, the names, we have virtually reached almost 100 and something communities and cooperative groups that we going to establish, which the time will not permit me to mention all of them here. So, because we are on as na again opportunity, as na here our television program. We will come with the documents. You people, our audience, because these communities in them now, go and ask them. You see how we are building them, training them from the scratch. That collective spirit, that communal spirit is very important.
Okay, fine. Before we let you go, let me bring in Professor Jude Nzako to see if he has questions for you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Udo, well done for the services you're offering to OKOBI members. During this period, I got to field to provide consultancy services. The main challenges the OKOBI members or the Nkunu face in OKOBI members or OKOBI cooperatives. Either in the communities or within the members.
Okay. On community level, the first challenge I never carry with leadership. Most of the communities we visited, Ninke, when a very good leader, you see, assembling the people and passing to them the message idea and how we can help them build a business now very easy. So leadership was one of the challenges we faced. Like when we follow Obodonda Naga, or the challenge when they don't have their president general or their aides are not interested, or the community were problems. So it becomes difficult to carry on. Then for the individuals, they are not cooperative, carry greed. Some people, when you talk to profit sharing, that is why we always try to reach an MOU from the onset, so that a profit in Nada, they will know how to share it. So these are the two major things now. And others who, most of them are financially literate. We need to teach them that, especially in savings.
Okay, so in the communities where the PG and the traditional rulers and the other leaders are not cooperating, and we're able to succeed in spite of that challenge, and we're able to succeed in OKOBI there. Hello, did you hear me? Hello, Udo, hello. Is it my?
No, it's not you. I think maybe.
Okay, Prof. I think that's fine. It's giving us good information that can help us in planning. I think,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, it's good that he didn't mention money as the first problem, isn't it? And he didn't even mention
Yes.
money as a problem. It's just more of financial literacy,
Yes.
so, which is cool. Okay, fair enough. And then again, and towards the end, we may give out his number for any person who wants to reach out to him. In the interim, let's go to the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor, Botro Jovita Agu. The office in the last year and also what the office plans to do going forward. But if Jovita, if you can stay with the community-based approach as well as the individual OKOBI businesses, Iguani number, Lehadi, and what we have done and how we are taking the ideas to communities. There, Jovita.
Okay. Hello, listeners. It's my pleasure to be here this morning, and Happy New Year to each and every one of us. This past year, 2025, was a very exciting year for us in the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor, and the OKOBI business is not relenting. We're moving from strength to strength and doing a lot more than we actually thought we would cover within the year. So within this year of 2025, I'll talk about the OKOBI businesses, or maybe continue from where Udo stopped in the area of community engagement. We actually have an introduction, which is to take the OKOBI business to the communities and have some of the communities to engage in their own businesses or invest in businesses as communities. So out of 656 communities non-Imo State, I withdrew with 120 as pilots. So we have consultants that are attached to the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor who are working very closely with us to take this OKOBI business to the communities. And so far, the 120 communities have been visited, and we have preached OKOBI to them, and they all accepted this OKOBI agenda. And the truth is, we want them to go into businesses and support them as much as we can so that they can set up their own businesses as communities, instead of going into maybe building town halls and buying food stuff, rice and all that. At the end of the day, Christmas, August meeting, so here in Chorime now, communities non-Imo State, Bido, their own businesses, set up whatever it is they can do. So these consultants have gone round to 120 communities. When we go to the communities, we talk to them about the plan of the government for them. After presenting the community business to them, and we'll give them a consent form. Fill a form and return by yourselves to the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. And out of this 120, I think we received 109 or thereabouts. So the few never took their own form, time agal anyway. So the few that didn't return their form, maybe they were some challenges, more they delayed. Oh, I may travel, but basically almost all of them returned their forms. And then we have moved to the stage of writing the business plan for them. This is what the government is doing for them. After writing the business plan for them, then the next phase will be to register their businesses at the corporate affairs level. This is just to make them ready to set up their business, so that once they are talking to their people, maybe trying to raise the funds within or even outside of their community to set up these businesses, you see that they are ready. How they are ready to take off the business. The business has a name, when one account number, when everything that they need to set up their businesses. So this is one core area that we started in 2025, and right now we're just about to conclude it within this month of January, or maybe first week of February.
Before you continue, right? Some people might also be wondering, say, how did you select the 120? I think also it's important to mention that on the volunteer to be part of it, isn't it? Because
yes,
it was open to everyone, wasn't it?
It was everyone, and then we advertised it on radio. We had the flyers everywhere, and our numbers were there. So people were calling us, asking us to visit their communities. Even up till now, so many people are still calling us, asking us to visit their communities, but probably they will be part of the second phase. So these 120 are the communities that reached out to us by themselves to say, please come and visit us. Come and let us know what you're doing. So it was just, a program that we made open to everybody, every community in Imo State, and we advertised it widely. So those that reached out to us, we went to them and, proposed this community program too.
But it's also good to mention that right? Because the process, there's a process to it. We come to you, tell you about OKOBI, but then there is something you also need to do to be part of it. So I want us to explain to the people well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already said it. When we go to them and present the program to them, most of them actually accepted, and then we gave them a form. That consent form was for them to assent to the program, fill the form, and return it by themselves to the office. So nobody mandated them. How much Jaka have filled the form with they to the office, which was just a way to tell us that we have accepted what you're saying to us, and we want to proceed with you. Okay, so after that process, they gave us a committee that we're supposed to work with to write the business plan. And this is where we are now, actually concluding that process before we can now register the businesses for them.
Okay, so the idea here is to take them from basic business concept, the ideation phase, behind an idea of whatever they want to do, and handhold them to the point that they will have a bankable business proposal.
Business plan, and then from there, we can now register their businesses for them with the names that they will provide, at the corporate affairs level. So that's the registration we're doing for them at no cost at all. So they are not paying the consultants, they are not paying the government. These services are at zero cost to the communities that we're working with at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. So that's one part of what we are doing, taking OKOBI to communities and helping communities set up their businesses. And maybe to make it even more appealing, or to give it a visual relevance. Imo State, where Concord Hotel, right? Imo State, where Adapam, Nigeria, where NMPC. And nothing stops a village or a community from owning a business. So this OKOBI model is to say, if you're a village or an autonomous community, you can also create your own business. And it doesn't mean also that the business belongs to everyone. There are different models you can use. You may want to create a shareholding for the company, or some people can donate for it to happen, whatever. But the point is that people are engaged and people are economically empowered. So business we can employ 100 people. If you employ 100 people, if every community in Imo State does the same thing, so we are looking at 100 times 655 communities. So that could be a good way to lift a lot of people out of poverty and give them something. And you can also look at the ripple effect of that in the economy. So that's one aspect of the OKOBI model. Let me bring in Professor Jude Nzako, known as the director of ISIPA. I think there are other ways you can help these communities through your office. I'm just wondering, even this idea of registering them and other incentives that community-owned businesses can get. Yeah.
Yes, Prof. Thank you. As always, my office, the Imo State Investment Promotion Agency, we support OKOBI businesses. We support all enterprises in Imo State, and even those who are intending to get into business. If it comes to CAC registration, we definitely will undertake that service for them. And promoting OKOBI within communities, obviously something that we are committed, and we will always be there to either provide advice or go extra mile to ensure that their business is taken care of. We have aftercare department, which means that once the business is set up, from time to time, the mentoring department will continue to provide support to the businesses. But I would want us also, together with the consultants, to be mindful of what goes on in communities, so that we may be able to attract more interest from communities or from stakeholders who would want to be part of the OKOBI movement. Because now there are communities, it was either say autonomous community or a kindred, getting here business now being at that community. A lot of the people know that know something government in the water. Business in the community, all government with there, and it's free for all. So that I've had about 3 or 4 cooperatives that I got members together and paid for the initial setup cost. Unfortunately, some of them in the were government who were ego haka career, even ego come on with and they all try to share the money. So I got the consultants and the OKOBI team, I got matter how we'll be able to break that down and help communities understand that OKOBI is really business. It's a business initiative. And only those people who are prepared to apply business principles will be the ones to benefit from it and be the ones to be supported. I don't think the concept is to function as charity in communities or share money to them, from my own understanding. But nothing stops us giving some social services to the communities. So, well, this is what I commend here, but ISIPA is always ready to provide support, especially registering OKOBI businesses with CSC. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. I think you could take China because OKOBI, the principal in our work here with and then the first investment needs to come from the people because how do they say it? You put your money where your mouth is. So if you are not able to make the initial commitment, then it will be difficult to expect any other person to help. So that's the philosophy here. And any community that wants to fund the business, if we engage well, there is money in our society. So because able to that person is equally poor. So the idea here is about shared prosperity, empowering your people so that you can free more resources to do things for yourself. So that's the point. So if you are just joining us, this is the One Kindred, One Business Initiative series brought to you by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government.
Chichi baby, now you be this longest time, oh. See as you dey shine. E be like say you don't get job for oil company, oh.
Oil company job, ke? I no get any oil company job, oh. This shine where they see me shine so. Now as a result of OKOBI.
Which one be OKOBI now? I beg also for your babe, oh. I need help, bad.
Haba. Now you never hear about OKOBI. OKOBI now One Kindred, One Business Initiative. We go help wipe out poverty and create employment for you and everybody for your community. Check around you now. Use your sense. Calculate any business where you go fit set up together with your kinsmen, community members, and even your friends, whether na rice farming, palm kernel shells, poultry, fishery, pineapple production, rabbit keeping, oil production, honey production, plus other etc. Set them up as joint business with your family and friends. Then reach out to the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to Imo State Government. Him go guide you, direct you as you go take do this business go work well, bring go bonge profit and create employment for we people.
I go fit get them for phone abeg?
Oya, call this number. You go get all the answers where you need about OKOBI. 0701 351 2035. 0701 351 2035. Or you call 0911 436 0076. 0911 436 0076. Or you book appointment to get meeting to find out everything about OKOBI. OKOBI, that the feature of the shared prosperity agenda of the Executive Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma.
OKOBI, ụmụnna wike, ọwụ ya agha.
It's green for me.
Great, and welcome back. So, Jovita, I am with you because Kikowala, one of the projects under this OKOBI, which is the community-based one. But I'm a program from the church. So maybe you want to speak to that a bit, and then the other ones.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Yes, we have, this OKOBI, the beauty is that we started it as a big group, but we're diversifying to, other areas. We have talked about the community business for OKOBI, and then we have for the churches. So in Imo State, we have a good number of churches. And at the moment, because OKOBI is a group-based business focused on, group entrepreneurship, we think that it will be good for us to also look at the option of churches establishing their own businesses. Because, church is a community, is a kindred. And most of them that we see have small businesses even before now. But we want to let them take it more seriously. And we have gone ahead to talk with them, the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church. At the moment, the Anglican Communion in Imo State has about 180 registered OKOBI businesses. And this is in the parishes. So you see most of the parishes establishing piggery, goatry, fish farm, poultry. They're just doing a lot. And then even rabbit keeping and so many other businesses they are doing, in the Anglican Church. So that is where we are right now. Even in the Catholic Church in Imo State, you have the Owerri Archdiocese, you have Okigwe, you have Olu, you have Ahira. These different dioceses are doing their own businesses, according to the parishes. But we're hoping to do a lot more. We want to set up these businesses in almost all the major parishes within the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church. And of course, the Pentecostal churches who may be interested. So right now you see in the Catholic Church, they have the Owerri Archdiocese, they have farms. Farms, each parish is somewhere, and they are focusing on planting cassava, yams, tomatoes, fish farm. There's a lot that is going on in that sector. So we're encouraging all the other churches, even those that we may not have reached out to call us in the office so that we can reach out to them and support them to set up these businesses within their parishes and then the dioceses. And of course, we have trainings for them as well. So we have support system for them to make sure that they do well, to have very minimal hiccups. When they coconut, plantation, so many things that they want to do. Man, they mega small scale businesses, mega headica, nylon bag production, distribution services, so many things. It doesn't have to do with agriculture. So anything at all that is a business that the churches are ready to run. Then they mega water factory. When they were in school, where water factory, and so many things, bakery as well. So these are things that we're encouraging the churches to go into. Bleach, ncha. So these are things that the churches are doing. Even the youths are also focused on so many things, within the churches. Those that have left school that don't have a job, within the youth wing of the church, they are focused, they are business minded, and they are doing these things. And it's providing employment for a good number of them at the moment. So the idea behind this OKOBI is just to make sure that nobody is left behind, to make sure that everybody has something doing. And if we take it seriously, it means that we're going to really achieve the results that we're working towards achieving. So that is about the churches. And then we also have the OKOBI business proper. So when we started from nothing, and then as at this date, we have over 500 OKOBI registered businesses. These are different businesses that are not linked to the communities and are not linked to the churches. So most of them are doing well and they are effective. And we have, I think, about 165 more that joined us within last year. So we are encouraging them to do as much as they can. And in all of these 500 plus businesses, the membership strength, the number of people involved in these businesses are 19,000 plus, almost 20,000. And this is just to tell you how much people are focused on this, how they are, accepting this idea of group-owned business. And these businesses are here, located in Imo State. And these businesses are providing employment, and we're encouraging those that have not joined us to please reach out to us so that they can be a part of this OKOBI agenda and make sure that insecurity, which stems as a result of people not having anything to do, will be curbed to the minimum. And those who don't have work to do will have work to do, and even women. So there are so many women groups as well who are doing this OKOBI business, and they are excelling and doing so well. And I'd like to also say that on our own part in the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor, we're supporting them with training. This last year alone, we had about 10 trainings, from industry experts to all of these businesses to make sure that they do well, to make sure that we handhold them. And these trainings, I may know, focus mainly on financial literacy, on business development, mentorship, hand-holding them and even giving them access to markets, making them, relevant in areas they never really thought of. Websites. So those of them that didn't have a website, they now have websites. So people can access them from any part of the world and reach out to them. And we also try to kind of establish partnership. We now kind of do a hand holding so that will now have people that will buy from them. And then those that are selling oil, we also link them to people outside of the state where they can, sell the products to. So it's a program where, we're interlocked. Everybody is helping the other person. And then the progress continues. So this is what we did last year, and we hope to do a lot more. We hope to do a lot more in encouraging the OKOBI businesses. I don't know if Adeze will have to talk on schools.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think what you're saying here is that we are building the ecosystem from bottom up. It's a grassroots movement. That's what OKOBI is all about. I know we'll come back to the point people now government for yes, I mean, by 15th of this month, it will be exactly 2 years before Governor Afua. But people now say, okay, you're going to make an OKOBI. What happens to it? But that's a different question. We will address it before we end. But let me bring in Adeze Nwaka from the office to talk about what we are doing with the schools, the universities, and secondary schools as well, the OKOBI university program. So Adeze, do you want to say hello to the audience and respond to that?
Okay, thank you, Prof. And Happy New Year to our listeners. I want to continue from where Mrs. Jovita stopped by talking about the OKOBI Students Club. So while we have achieved a lot of success, I may not for Manihe Basra communities and group-based businesses in Imo State, which she has elaborated on, we went further to go to the schools. And why are we doing this? We want to see how we can tackle this problem of unemployment from the roots. And what do I mean by that? Imo State were the highest literacy percentage, highest percentage of literate people, and every year more graduates come out from the schools and they struggle to be absorbed in the labor markets. They are always trying to find jobs. And no matter how much jobs, the civil service jobs in Imo State, we can't absorb, Imo State cannot absorb the number of graduates it produces every year. And that leaves us with a lot of people that are unemployed. So since the OKOBI model, the group-based entrepreneurship model is really working, and within these 2 years it started, it has been able to produce these amazing results that we've heard now, we decided to also focus on the education, on the schools, on the students, on the undergraduates. And what do we do with them? We start them the group-based entrepreneurship model from schools through the OKOBI Students Club. There we teach them the idea and build entrepreneurial skills in them, the competencies they need to be able to start up their own group businesses while in school, which they can still continue after school. So far, while as we are doing this thing, so far we've been able to have 4 OKOBI Students Club in 4 universities in Imo State. And across these universities, we have 300 student members of the clubs. And what are they doing? While they are being taught, they are setting up their own group businesses. So there are group businesses in different universities in Imo State, owned by the students, run by the students. And what other thing is coming out from this? We have the research aspect of it, where the experiences that formed their businesses, their group businesses in their various schools are used by both the academic representatives and the OKOBI research team to develop research about OKOBI, which is definitely going to be shown to the world. So this is what the OKOBI Students Club is currently doing. And we are looking at going further this year to other schools. There are other universities that we're in talks with, and we are believing that between now and the end of the first quarter of this year, we'll be able to have more students club in other universities in Imo State. And we also intend to have more collaboration with other people, other schools, other industry professionals, and schools outside Nigeria, where these students can co-create and share, do exchange, and also build their competencies, not just within Imo State, but even across the shores of the country.
Okay, thank you, Adeze. You can mention all the universities that you have now, or even schools, if you know them.
Yes, we are the first school I have with OKOBI Students Club will Kingsley Ozumba Mbadiwe University. That is the Komu University. After them, we have the UAES, University of Agriculture, Umagwo. We also have the Imo Poly, and we also have the Clarisha University. So we are also in talks with Futo, IMSU, Alvan, Polytechnic Umagwo, and others. So we also have our secondary schools. You know, those ones, the proprietors came to us and they said, we love what you're doing with the universities. We also want to start with our secondary schools. Why don't we build these competencies in the junior ones as well, so that we can even start with them early? Who says that children in secondary school, students in secondary school cannot own businesses? And they are also doing it. We have 3 schools currently that have adopted the OKOBI business model, and they are using it to teach their secondary students in their schools as well.
Okay, fine. So what about, because you're talking about academic partnerships, I think last year, 2025, we also worked with some institutes outside Nigeria. So do you want to talk about some of the international interests OKOBI, because we think about OKOBI, One Kindred, One Business Initiative, Imo State. But through the office and the platform the governor has provided, the idea is also traveling beyond Imo State and getting into international spaces. Do you want to talk about some of the research projects, especially the one funded by the New Institute in Germany?
Okay, yes, thank you very much. So last year, the New Institute in Germany took special interest in the One Kindred, One Business initiative as an idea that they see with so much potential to address the problem of inequality, unemployment in the whole of Africa. And we collaborated with them, or the New Institute funded a research on OKOBI, where the OKOBI idea and model was discussed on that platform with different industry professionals, with academic experts from across the world, which this actually signals the fact that OKOBI is not, although a home-based solution starting from Imo State, but it has gained international recognition and other people have seen its potential. So what it also means is that this thing that we have started in Imo State has gained the interest of people outside the country, outside across the world. What does this signal to us? We have to take it very, very seriously. And that research brought forth a handbook that is going to be used, or that is being used by not just companies, by also academic institutions, by different countries and different offices to champion this cause across the world. So that interest that started in Imo State has gained global recognition. Aside that, another institution, which is the Lewis University, which I'm sure my colleague will also talk about, has also developed interest in the OKOBI Students Club and the OKOBI idea itself, to the point that they are thinking of funding a grant for the businesses or the student ideas, or the student businesses rather, in Imo State. So OKOBI has gone beyond Imo State. It has even gone beyond Africa. It has traveled across the world to Europe, to other parts of the world. And this means that this year we are taking it further, and we that own it, it started from Imo State, it started within us. We'll have to take it more seriously because the world has seen it. Thank you.
Thank you. And then finally, in terms of how companies are using OKOBI, because some communities in the Imo State, where companies not there. Say, for example, the Nigerian breweries, I think they funded a cassava processing factory for Ndia One Mama. So companies now are also beginning to go beyond the idea of just schools or infrastructure. So communities, when companies, present to their companies. Can you talk about how OKOBI can also be used as a corporate community engagement strategy? Just
Absolutely. So this OKOBI idea now, some communities in Imo State are hosting companies. They have companies that do their business operations with them, and once in a while they have meetings with them on needs assessment. The communities in Imo State, when a company is community run their own businesses. Na-anọ mgbe ụfọdụ ha na companies enwe meetings, okay, gịnị ka anyị ga-emere unu ebe anyị nọ na nke unu na-eme business. So this OKOBI idea is a very good idea you can present to these companies. I will tell you why. It goes beyond ihe a na-emere unu, inye unu azụ, to ịkụziri unu otu esi agụta azụ na mmiri. So what it means is that by helping your community to set up a business, OKOBI help, or no present the OKOBI idea to them. You are liberating your entire community from poverty, from unemployment. Infrastructure, yes, infrastructure is good, but it serves the public, but it doesn't put food on the table. So in the Cameroon infrastructure can say, okay, come on, continue na aruka. Biko, me pere na business. We can do bakery, Kairouano bakery, or you can think of a business that can also service the company in one way or the other, so that you can key into be part of their value chain. Or no get produce a raw material that the company can use, or anything, be it bakery, be it any business your mind can think about that the community can own as a group business. You can present it as an idea to these companies and say, fund this business for us. By doing this, every month, each community member can have a salary take home that they can use as their own earning. So that business will be run sustainably. And remember, this business will stay as long as Mepele and run in a structured way. It remains with your community, it's owned by your community, it creates employment for your community, and it remains like that. Onyarocha, Omoya continue, it keeps expanding, it can go beyond serving the company to other companies. That way, as the company is thriving, your community is thriving. So OKOBI as an idea is a sustainable way of companies engaging their communities, which will yield a very sustainable and lasting results in communities, and also sustainable economic development of communities as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And then when companies in there again, but wondering how to go about this, I think they can always come to us, and we'll give out a number towards the end. But before I bring Professor to reflect on what he has had and maybe give his own admonition to our people, let me go to Adeze Shaheme, in charge of grants, just to give an overview of what we did last year and probably what we can do going forward. Ụzọ dị iche iche anyị si enyekwara ndị OKOBI aka through grants. Adeze, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. The one on the again, I'm happy to be here. So last year we had 2 grants presented. So at the first quarter of the year, we awarded 7 people grants. And then within the mid-year, we also got 2 grants from our partners, which my colleague had mentioned earlier. And I can mention some of them while talking. So we got a grant to give people money, and then we advertised the grant across different social media platforms. And we had quite a huge number of entries. At least about 370 applications were brought in, and then we scrutinized them through long listing, and also making sure that they meet up with the criteria for OKOBI businesses, which is basically that they must be domiciled in Imo State, they must have the ability to employ 2 or more people, it must be group-owned business. So these are the criteria we had, and then we screened the people out, had a short list, had interviews where we brought in external judges and industry experts to interview the applicants. And then we have a due diligence, which is actually the most important part, where we physically go to the area of operations of the applicants to be sure that what they said during the interview is actually what they are doing. We look into their bookkeeping, their finance, and all of that. So grants is basically free money, but the thing is we use it to support OKOBI businesses, because to like give them maybe a tap at the back that you are doing well. So we don't just dish the money out. The process is actually a very vigorous one. So we make it very strict and principled, so that anyone that qualifies or at least gets to a certain stage in the process of applying for these grants, him or the person or the business, the group, can be able to have that confidence that they can be able to apply for loan anywhere and actually get it. So that's one of the things we did. And then, like my colleague mentioned, we have a lot of partners, like companies, from banks to reached out to us to support, like First Bank, Access Bank, IHS Towers. A lot of them are reaching out. So this is actually also a call to corporate agents to actually come and rethink their CSR and focus on local businesses, because these businesses are ready. So you're not starting from scratch. Rather, you guys will meet at a point and help each other. So for 2026, we are also reaching out to more partners, and please reach out to us too, to advertise brands, to set up, to have discussions on how we can help these businesses thrive. Because at the end of the day, when these businesses are successful, it benefits everyone, both the people on top. Yes. So that's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. I think what you said there is that I want grants to support OKOBI businesses, and these grants are incentives, because grants will free money, but as the one who no free meal in free town. So and when some companies in Yanaka so far, First Bank, Access Bank, IHS Towers, and others who have come forward, Africa Business Affairs, with grants. So as they come, we pray that many companies and even individuals who want to fund or support OKOBI businesses through grants can approach us for that. So let me give the floor now to Professor Judith Zako, any admonition on the Becca and about OKOBI business and other things.
Thank you, Prof. You do not have the luxury of time at this moment. I think Jovita and Adeze have done justice and have covered enough ground to let our people know what we're doing about OKOBI. But I dare to say that OKOBI is a movement. If there are people out there, I heard when you mentioned the question people are asking, what happens after now? But government is a continuum. That's what I would say. OKOBI is backed by the government. There are government institutions. And even when there is a change of government, that will not mean end of OKOBI. OKOBI will continue. It has come to stay. It's no longer an Imo State thing. It's a global thing. So if you're considering and worried about what happens after this government, which is still got 2 years to go, then please stop worrying. OKOBI is here to stay and is not going to die. And the business is in your community. So it is your business, it's not government business. It is, once it's properly structured and you're running the business, no government will take it away from you. So it is a moving trend at the moment. I encourage all communities, all parishes, Reverend Fathers, I think that's probably where we have to turn our focus this year, to get all parishes in this, because they control a lot of the youths and women. And through them, we can create more jobs, we can drive poverty away. So please, join the OKOBI train. It's on the move. Don't wait and think there's a government that will come that will stop it. It ain't gonna stop. That's all I can say for now. And let's hope that we'll have enough time next time to deliberate on this. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. I think Okundumodu, and like you say, the conversation continues. But for those who may want to contact our consultant, Udo Nguma, number 0803 649 5040. 0803 649 5040. That is Udo Nguma, the OKOBI consultant, in case you want to reach out to him. Jovita, do you want to leave the number of the office and how to contact us in case people may want to do that?
Yes, very well, Prof. So if you like to contact the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor by phone, please call us on 091 143 60076, 0911 436 0076. And if it's on WhatsApp, you call us on 090 11 58 9113. Especially for those calling from outside of the country, you add +234 9011 58 9113. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jovita. And in the Neganti, Kohanita. So I wish you a happy new year. But before we leave, I want to say a big thank you to Jovita Agu from the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor, Mrs. Adeze Nwaka, and Ms. Adeza Shaheme, na Ms. Uba Namani, the Narun Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. Nekele, in a special way, Professor Jude Nzako, who has stayed with us from the beginning and has continued to give his best to the OKOBI movement. Until next time, I remain your host, Professor Kenneth Amechi, the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government.
Susie, nne m ahụ gị bụ sọ mma. Ọ dị ka ị nwetala ọrụ n'oil company.
You see nwanne m mgbado udo o nweghịkwa ọrụ oil company m nwetara. Ihe ị hụrụ m na-amụke wụkwa aka ọrụ OKOBI.
Ele nke wụkwa OKOBI. Biko tupu enye m azụ, ahụ shele m anya. Ahụ m chọrọ enyemaka.
Ya bụ na ịnụbeghị maka OKOBI. Ngwa gee ntị. OKOBI wa atụmatụ ọma gọọmenti hiwere iji kpochapụ ụbịam na-akpụ ndị mmadụ isi aghara aghara. OKOBI ga-ekewapụta ohere ọrụ maka gị o, maka ọha obodo gị niile. Naanị legharịa anya gburugburu gị. Chepụta nnọọ ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị, ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma, dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ oke bekee ịkọ pineapple ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ gaa kpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Adviser n'ọchịchị steeti Imo ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo.
Biko nye m akara ekwentị ha ka m kpọọ ahụ ozugbo
ngwa were ihe jedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 maọbụ 09114360076 09114360076 ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara OKOBI. OKOBI wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. OKOBI ụmụnna wike ọwụ ha agha.